Come on in. My phone! I think we shouldn't stay in too long. It's also very hot inside and it's gonna start stinking. Van life is not always the beautiful Instagram photos and sometimes doesn't quite work out as you plan.
We've been on the Italian island of Sardinia for a week now and it is absolutely stunning.
But we do have a bit of a problem and today we're gonna have to figure it out. However, being the happy people that we are, we don't like to start the day with a problem, do we?
Not at all.
So we're gonna go and do something fun first and pretend like this issue doesn't exist.
Where are we?
I don't know.
We'll put a map up, but we're in central Sardinia.
Yeah, typical Courts and Meeks fashion, we have absolutely no idea what this town is called.
But it's beautiful.
It's meant to be beautiful and there's something fun down the road.
Yeah, one of Courtney's favourite activities in the world.
Swimming! Oh. Oh. Well, it's really more like bobbing around rather than swimming. But we found some hot springs and it is lush. Crock fart. Come on in.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like a bath.
My phone!
Sorry.
Oh my god. Now we might have a second problem of the day that we have to deal with. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
You are really bad. You know what? You should have, that's a reason.
Well,
and
it was
you
because
didn't bring any of them.
you put it down there. So I was like, I had to put it somewhere. What?
That's 3 times you've nearly gone in the sea with very important things in your pocket.
Alright, I apologise.
Okay.
Seems like there's no crisis, but I understand why you're annoyed at me. I'm sorry. Wait, that sounded sarcastic. I am sorry. So these rock pools are right on the river that runs through the town, and it's right next to the original ancient Roman baths, which is so cool that you can see where it came out of the ground and like through the stone structures that they built. But the water's so hot over there. But we do have to come clean with you, because this isn't the first attempt at trying to find hot springs in Sardinia. It didn't really go to plan.
We are currently at some thermal springs here in Sardinia, in the very north, but they're not quite what we expected, unfortunately. It's right down in this valley with a hot river. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? But unfortunately, it just doesn't quite meet that beautiful vision from my mind. This bit is like not even a knuckle deep. So we're definitely not getting in there. And this bit, let's not even consider it. It's so gross and mossy and sludgy. Did you guys hear that? Like, I'm pretty sure that donkeys just follow us around everywhere we go because we hear them all the time, and we never used to hear them before our incident in Turkey.
That's 2 islands now we've heard them on. Corsica and now Sardinia. I think we're just being followed. I think they're our guardian donkeys.
Yes, I believe so too. I do believe so. A little guardian donkey on there. There is also a huge thermal spa hotel just overlooking the river on the other side. And then like loads of people are getting out of their cars and like staring down, obviously to look at the view of the thermal spring. So you kind of feel a little bit like you're in a zoo. I'm not sure if I'd feel comfortable getting me swimming cosy on with everyone watching. Which is quite unfortunate because, you know, we got up early today and we were really ready to seize the day. And we had this lovely idea in our minds of having a cup of coffee in the warm thermal river. But van life is not always the beautiful Instagram photos and sometimes doesn't quite work out as you plan.
Yeah.
Literally swimming in thermal hot springs is our favourite thing to do in nature. Whenever we travel to a new country, we always try and seek them out. There's just nothing cooler than being in like a...
Or warmer.
Or warmer! Being in a cold river with like flashes of hot water coming over you, it's just so nice.
It's like when someone wheezes in the pool and it's warm.
It is! It's exactly like that.
But it's not weed.
No, I haven't weed. Have you weed?
No.
No, I haven't weed
Oh,
either.
I could.
No! 41 degrees in this pool. I think we shouldn't stay in too long.
No.
Might have to do a polar plunge. Oh, a cold water plunge.
So dramatic.
Oh, it's quite nice.
I'm quite happy just bringing you that footage rather than getting in there and getting the camera all wet. I don't want to get another thing wet. How cold's that?
18 degrees, which doesn't sound that cold, but for water, I think it is. Oh, I'm in my element. Okay. Whoop. I don't want to get out, but the tide is coming in the river, and we really have to get on with the day and try and sort this problem that we've got. Back to the van.
The glamorous part of van life. Oh, this doesn't look easy.
It's the reality of having a separating toilet. A big old bucket of 8 litres of wee.
Yes, we are at a motorhome air and it has lots of services, but it's missing one major service. As is most of Sardinia. So there's nowhere to put these, so we're going to have to find a bin en route, which so far has been very unsuccessful.
Yeah, one of these bin bags we've actually been carrying around for about 3 or 4 days now because we just cannot find bins anywhere. And when we do find the smallest of bin in a town, it's either full or overflowing, or our bin would fill it up completely, and then that feels bad that we would then prevent other people that live in that town from using that one little bin that's in the village. So hopefully we can find a bin today and dispose of all of this, because it's also very hot inside and it's gonna start stinking. Great. Find me a bin. You're okay now. Not even any outside people's houses. It's just so bizarre to like drive through a whole town and not see a bin. What do people do with their rubbish here? So we have just stopped for some diesel in the hope that maybe there would be some bins at the petrol station, but it's not. It's just a little self-service one where you like pay by card and there's nothing. So the search continues. There's a bin!
Go, 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 go!
Just the smaller one, I think will fit in there. So it does have a lid on it there. Still half the space. Woohoo!
Halfway done, yeah?
Halfway.
Oh baby!
Oh, that stinks.
Get it out of here! Oh, it does. Honestly, you might be thinking, it's just a bin, but genuinely that is the first time I've seen a bin that big. We're outside a cemetery in the middle of nowhere, so I guess it's kind of potluck, but I don't think they're going to be that common, so we're going to keep bagging our rubbish really small, I think. What are you doing?
It stinks. Vanilla?
Oh yeah.
Spray?
So we stopped for a little break and a little bite to eat after dropping off our rubbish. And like, as you can see from the park-ups we've been to and the beautiful nature spots, the lack of bins doesn't really impact there being a load of rubbish everywhere. And we're confused, like, where does all the rubbish go? What? Sardinia, where Do you magic it away?
Okay, so we've been doing a bit of research into this whole waste situation in Sardinia, trying to understand why there's hardly any bins. And it turns out that in 2000, Sardinia was Italy's worst performing region for waste management. And then they radically changed everything, brought in like compulsory organic waste at home, so like composting was almost compulsory, a pay-as-you-throw system where basically you put a bin bag outside your door and then someone will come around and collect it from the local council, I guess. And then they increased the landfill tax to encourage people to throw away less and be a lot more conscious of what they throw away. So actually it's a really good system for local people, just not so good for us. Makes our lives a little bit harder. We'll figure it out in 3 days' time when we need to throw away some more rubbish.
This is weird. Oh, mother's meeting.
Oh, look at them all gathered. So cute.
More of them. Oh, this is so Italian.
Catching up at sunset, seeing how their day went. You might think us crazy, but actually driving through little villages in whatever country we're in, either at like sunset time or just after work, is our favourite thing to do. Like, you really get to see local life and how people like gather and chat and interact with one another. It's just a really, really sweet feeling.
I think we've parked in a ghost town. It's like an old village square we're in.
Well, it's meant to be an old park, but it looks very deserted. Oh my god, I look like I look like bloody Thelma from Scooby-Doo. So yeah, I think this is a pretty lush park up. And lush, I mean because it's super duper quiet and we're completely alone. So that's good news. Still no bins though.
If you're new here, go watch this video to start the trip from the beginning. And remember guys, leave no trace wherever you go. See you next time.